When most people think about artificial intelligence or AI, they think of a scary scenario where armies of evil killer robots conquer the world, waging war on a few human survivors after the apocalypse, destroying all mankind to make room for the machines. This is an understanding of artificial intelligence that we got from Hollywood, a frightening prediction of a distant future. But few people understand that artificial intelligence has already arrived, that it's all around us, changing our lives. In New York City at Columbia University, Professor Hod Lipson is a robotics engineer using artificial intelligence to control his creations.
It basically means a collection of software that can imitate human intelligence, and that spans a whole variety of activities from perception to logic to planning, but really we're talking about software that can emulate human intelligence.
And in the last year or two, AIs have become incredibly powerful, creative, even writing poetry.
They were the only ones left. He had to be with me. She had to be with him. I had to do this. I wanted to kill him. I started to cry. I turned to him.
This poem was written by an AI programmed specifically for this job, but that is all that it can do. It can't also, for example, control a self-driving car. This means there is no single AI controlling everything, but rather there are millions of AIs performing intelligent tasks, making our lives easier.
Most people don't realize that their voice recognition on their phone, or the fact that they know what the weather, whether it's going to rain tomorrow or not, or the stock prices that govern their retirement, are all determined by AI. They don't see that, and they think, okay, where's the AI that we're seeing in movies? But really, AI is everywhere.
Social media platforms are examples of powerful AIs, and AI is fast affecting every job in the world, says Dr. Vivian Ming, a world-renowned AI creator.
Doctors, lawyers, scientists, all the way down to agricultural workers. So, for example, some friends of mine have a company where there's this robot, and it runs through the fields. It has little cameras on it that can visually, just kind of the way you and I do, but it sees a much broader spectrum. It can visually distinguish the crops from the weeds with little millimeter precision jets of fertilizer, can kill the weeds while fertilizing the crops. You get conventional scale organic farming without needing any people.
And in all areas of human activity, jobs that can be automated will soon be taken over by AI.
For example, high-level jobs, for example, a radiologist that looks at images and decides whether there's a pathology or not, is a very highly paid job. That can go away pretty easily in the short term. AI is already doing better than doctors, than good doctors, and then teams of doctors in certain forms of diagnostics.
And automated diagnoses will completely change the face of medicine. Even in the most remote places on Earth, people with access to the internet and a smartphone will be able to make sophisticated diagnoses without the help of a specialist. And AIs linked to robotic systems could begin to replace surgeons because, frankly, they are better. For example, here, a robotic system is stitching the skin of a grape back together, made possible by AI.
Same thing has happened with pilots of aircraft. You can see the effort to fly a plane has dropped with increasing AI, and so have the salaries of pilots.
Professor Tommy Mayer at the University of Cape Town is the co-founder of the Center for Artificial Intelligence Research and says AIs are also incredibly good at processing data to make predictions, even in unlikely areas such as law.
There have been a couple of examples in the past year or so where artificial intelligence algorithms were able to predict the outcomes of court cases, purely based on the data that was provided beforehand.
Isn't that extraordinary?
It's amazing.
Justice equals x plus y squared minus 2 or so.
In a sense, it's a bit scary, right?
All of this has been made possible because of the enormous strides made in computer technology over the past few years. Computers have more computation power than ever before and are able to handle huge amounts of data at lightning-fast speeds. Computers and AIs are not only programmed, they can also learn independently of humans and become better and better at what they do. This is a robot with a CPU, motors and legs, but has not been programmed to walk. It develops this ability all by itself. It learns. Newer AIs are based on neural networks that resemble the human brain and learn even faster. Some say that by 2045, the technological singularity will be reached, the point at which super-intelligent computers surpass human intelligence, triggering runaway technological growth. And the world will no longer be controlled by humans, but by machines. Elon Musk has been warning against the unregulated development of AI.
I keep sounding the alarm bell, but until people see like robots going down the street killing people, like they don't know how to react, because it seems so ethereal. AI is a fundamental existential risk for human civilization, and I don't think people fully appreciate that.
However, there are others who are convinced AI doesn't pose any threat.
With AI especially, I'm really optimistic, and I think that people who are naysayers and kind of try to drum up these doomsday scenarios are I don't understand it. I think it's really negative, and in some ways I actually think it's pretty irresponsible.
All of the AI experts that we interviewed for this story tend to side with Zuckerberg, saying that the doomsday scenario painted by Elon Musk is overstated.
The whole idea of robots or beings somehow becoming conscious on their own or self-aware on their own and then trying to take over the world. Firstly, if at all, we are very, very far away from anything like that.
However, the consensus is that AI is rapidly changing the world in its entirety. So where does this leave South Africa? Professor Deshan Moodley is also involved with the Center for AI Research.
What the phrase is, the train has already left the station. What is happening is the train is speeding up, from a South African perspective, we actually need to make sure that we're still on that train as it speeds up, and that's the concern. But in terms of our spend as a country on technology, on computer science, we are falling far behind.
But elsewhere, AIs are being designed to link computers with the human brain to augment our brain capacity and make us 10 to 100 times smarter. In just a year or two, self-driven cars and aircraft will be more common, all controlled by AIs. In cities of the future, AIs will constantly monitor our health, forecasting diseases and eradicating them before they even start. Predictions are that AI-controlled robotic systems will soon become part of our everyday lives, even in our homes. Nobody knows for sure where AI is going to take us, but what we do know for absolute certain is that it's going to profoundly change our lives.
The world has never changed as fast as it's changing today, and it will never be this slow again.